It's fine. We can definitely we can go into like work to a desktop etiquette.
I think my work laptop currently has 30 windows open
Oh Jesus,
God damn,
with
why?
2 different browsers.
dude, that's
and
like
all
not taking out your garbage for a month.
that. But it's got all of them saved for,
He's just
for
like packing it
all
in
my
there,
investigation
putting the
stuff.
visa
and-
boxes
seen it,
behind
yeah.
it. so
all
that
this
we
stuff.
can-
So all I have to do is hit refresh, and then, or if I close out the window, I just force close it, and then when I try to open it again, it goes, "Would you like to restore the pages?" And it's just
It does. I mean, don't get it wrong. I mean, it's. I'm surprised how often the updates happen and all the stuff is like how I left it.
yeah.
Right. The only problem. So I don't know if you use any stuff like this with your work. I had one program that I was using to change some of the macros on my keyboard.
Okay.
Right. And see, the problem with that is when I reassigned things, right, it also changed other things. It had unintended consequences, right? So what that ended up doing was it made it so that you know how you generally increase the zoom of something, you press Alt and press the
Yeah.
plus sign, okay? The macro that I had
how
on
you do
this, yeah, yeah, there you go.
I've always used my mouse wheel.
You can
Oh,
use your
Yeah,
mouse.
okay,
Yep.
all right. Anyway, I'm Pat.
Oh, I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
All right, continue.
Well, this thing, the macro I assigned, it ends up taking over that plus sign, right? Because I was using that to on the side thing to create a colon just specifically for the thing that I was doing, right? So I'd be sitting there in programs like just pressing it, Alt plus. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And it's freaking me out, and it's because when it restarts, it also reloads that program, which I turn off. And so I'm just sitting there looking at the keyboard. I'm sitting there looking at the program. I'm like, no, it's that stupid.
Unplugging your keyboard,
Yeah.
plugging it back in. It's like,
Jiggling the mouse.
I've done that.
yeah, I've never actually changed a macro, so
I haven't done that in a long time. So
I use them a lot now.
yeah. You know, my wife uses them a lot too for her legal shit. So it makes sense.
Dude, depositions are so stupid.
They're much dumber than you think they are. You think it's
that's my
like,
job.
tell us what you know, buddy. You know, and it's
it's
like
not
no.
Law and Order like.
No.
There is so I mean
It's like, all right, does everybody have water? Are we all good? We're good. So, all right, Daryl's going to be a little late today, so we can't really talk about this until he gets here.
I've seen one thus far where one lawyer went off on another lawyer.
It's not that common.
No, it's
Yeah.
not, but it was really funny when it did.
I hear
Their
that.
name
Because-
calling.
Again, he just laid into her. He was just like, he's like, this is like the dude is just like, I don't know how you passed the bar exam with this. It's just like he's letting her have it because he's like, we've covered this. We've talked about this 10 times over. Stop asking questions about this.
Oh, so she was the one holding the deposition?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
She was the deposer.
She was the doing direct examination.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about the legal process in the past 2
It's
weeks.
pretty fascinating, man. So, much more mundane than most people think.
Yeah, there are a lot of lawsuits that have to do with this area too.
What, here? In town?
Yeah.
Why?
Just
It's
that.
got to be land barons, man. Yeah.
No, it's everything. It's like there's a lot of like workman's comp stuff and accidents and things like this.
What, car accidents?
Yeah.
Oh.
And what was the other one I liked? There was one about this was like you and I talked about this. This was the classic one about whether or not they can take your house because they slip on snow.
Right, yeah, no. So, yeah. So was somebody trying to do that?
Yes, but it was for a business.
Well, see, that's different, man. Yeah, that's a little bit different. So, you know, because I'm sure that a part of your lease has got to be in agreement. Well, I don't know. So, a couple of places that I've actually talked to folks about this, they usually have like a property manager who takes care of that shit. So,
Well, and this was an actual business.
right.
This is one I knew.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, this is why I can't go any further. But
legal.
I was like,
Right.
yeah, I was like, whoa. Well, I didn't sign it, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, don't get
I guarantee
fired,
you
Jeff.
that's but
Did you know that Steve Harvey is a judge on TV now?
oh God.
good for
Really?
him.
Like Judge Judy kind of thing, having
Yeah.
cases done in front
Good
of
for
him.
him.
I'm
He
just
gets
like,
to go be a magistrate now. So
like I left one of the basketball games on, and then took William to parkour and came back, and like the game was already over, and so it was showing the news or the show, and I was just like, what is going on?
Wait,
here?
this shit's in prime time?
It's on at like 9 o'clock or something like that. Yeah,
So you can competition with the Price is Right. Huh?
something like
Oh,
that.
9
yeah.
a.m.?
No, 9 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so it is in
Oh,
prime
Yeah,
time, basically.
it was
yeah.
on at night. So, yeah, on like ABC or something.
That, you know what that means? That means that they
Yeah.
have given up on late night talk shows.
good.
I have no earthly idea.
You know,
I
I
haven't
haven't watched local news in a long time. So, well, at least not that late at night. So
I
I'll
haven't
watch it at
even
5. But
Taking
Yeah.
a peek at what comes on.
well, I mean, like
I can't tell you who's on.
Jimmy Fallon was on when I was watching before, and so was
Kimmel's still got to be there.
Kimmel's
'cause
still there.
He comes in on like advertising or something.
Right.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's still there. That who's that fat English guy?
Oh,
Gordon, he's gone.
yeah.
He's gone.
He just got the boot.
Yeah. Well, I think they actually packed his shit for him. So let's
Right.
go back to England with you. They said we don't want him either. He'd go to Canada.
Are you telling me
Yeah.
that he was here on like a work visa?
you know, serving at the pleasure of the president? Yeah.
So as soon as this
If
fucking
your
late night
ratings
show
hit this
I-
low,
Right,
you're
yeah.
out.
You cut your
Yeah.
visa, yeah. Gonna pull your green card, son.
I'm starting to do all sorts of gimmicks on those last few to hopefully keep his visa. It's like, I gotta boost the ratings.
Yeah, I hear he's a famous asshole. So
which is fine. I mean that actually can work for television, right?
The things that I hear about him are just cruel.
But that's
That's
sort of-
different.
well,
yeah, it's like you kind of step over this line where it's kind of like, what's wrong with you? You know? Yeah, you know, I don't know.
like more so like the things that I heard about Ellen DeGeneres about
Right.
this, like, whoa, she seems so nice. She's like dancing, and then like as soon as like an electrician like accidentally blows a bulb,
You're fired.
right, it's just fucking.
Does she still have her show?
I think she retired.
I think she does.
Does?
I think she's. I think she's,
I don't know.
she's on the way out though. Like I think.
Yeah.
The two answers is the answer enough. Don't know.
Don't know,
Don't
yeah.
care.
Well, the show was
Check in
like,
on her.
dude, if it didn't pop up on Twitter from every now and then, I wouldn't know if the entire set and all of the staff on The View burned
No.
down.
Yeah, I don't even know what
You
time
forgot
or
the
what. I don't know what time or station that show is on.
It's on in the morning.
It's on ABC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom watches that all the time.
Really?
And I guarantee you, she only watched it to get mad at it.
I don't know. So, she kind of channel surfs, like, because it's usually when baseball games start coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, yeah, she'll switch between that and Fox News, and so I'm like, my brother and I were joking about that the other day. He says Fox News should have an age restriction on it.
Like, high or low?
Hi.
That you're
It's
not
like,
allowed-
you're over 80. This TV is not rated for your consumption anymore.
Oh, I was.
Stop calling me and asking me why you should buy gold. You know, please.
Yeah, that's on every commercial on that one.
I was going the other way. I thought it was like you can't watch Fox News until you hit 55.
No, you get timed out. So
Okay.
that's fine. It's like
Yeah.
mandatory military retirement. You're done. You can't be a pilot anymore. So you're over 60. Can't watch Fox. You're over 80. So,
Well, I don't know
It's
what.
an addiction at that point.
So Fox News actually has taken the number 2.
who's got number 1?
It's not CNN. It's MSNBC.
MSNBC is number 1.
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?
Well, because
Tucker?
Tucker, on the
Oh.
other hand, on Twitter, his show has like 183 million views.
He does the show on Twitter now?
That's where
Is
he
that
does
what
it
he's
now.
doing?
Yes.
How long's the show?
It's as long as a regular show, I think. I didn't watch it. I don't
Oh,
care.
okay,
Right?
yeah.
I'm not a.
I don't think I could watch Twitter for an hour.
I didn't even know you could watch or
Yeah.
put on Twitter for an hour.
I'm telling you, the fucking the huckster of our century has done a commendable job about making this a viable entertainment platform.
Huh.
But that being said, I didn't watch it. It's the same thing. Like, so did I told you about this? About the recent culling, right? About the people that try to censor certain things. So
Oh yeah.
all right. So this was the same thing. Was I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is, and I don't have any love for Matt Walsh. I think he's kind of like a blowhard dipshit. There you go. All right.
I'm just gonna do it.
No, it's fine. I agree with some of the stuff that he says, but I think his presentation is stupid. And the one thing that you cannot do, at least for me, that you really cross my line is like, we really need to think about what the kids are saying in the video games. It's like, really, do we have to walk this every 15 years? So of course he put out his documentary, a while ago.
Which one is this? This is the one that was the woman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
So
What?
Yeah. So this guy, he likes to throw bombs at things, man. So yeah,
Okay. So something about a woman doing.
it's basically a trend. Yeah, him wading into that fight.
Gotcha.
So
and basically going to different places and asking this question and seeing what the answers are.
Right.
There's a particularly fun piece about where he goes to Africa and asks these questions, and you get the answers you expect. We'll move on. Well, so the thing was, he said, "Hey, we'll run this documentary for free on Twitter, right? For I think it was like a day, right?" And
so wait, Matt Walsh did that on Twitter, or Elon Musk said we'll run that?
Matt Walsh did.
Okay.
Okay. Now, actually two of the Twitter higher ups decided they were like, actually, no, we're not going to let you do that.
Yeah. And
Right.
they got canned.
With extreme prejudice. Yeah.
I don't think Elon Musk cans anybody without prejudice. To be fair.
Dude, you and I talked about
We
this.
talked
yeah,
about
it's
this last
like,
time, yeah.
There's like the horse whipping square, and you'll be taken to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this documentary garnered it was crazy. It was like 140 million views in like a day, right?
Wow.
So the thing is, there's an audience out there for it, and people are seeing it, right? Because this is sort of like the proof of it. Like, okay, so there are people moving to this, and this is the thing. Like, much to his credit, like he goes out there and says, like, I had to stamp out these cockroaches because they decided they were going to, like, the same problem people we had before. They were going to be the arbiters of what is viewable and what's not. He's like, I'm going to say again. He like added a bunch of like people on the Democrat side. Like, I want to see you guys on this platform, right? Like,
Yeah, he reached out to Don Lemon of all people.
yes,
That was weird.
He did, and Rachel Maddow, and
See, that one actually makes a little bit more sense. So
and he said, I want to make sure. He's like, I want to get all voices on here. Like, this is the thing. I have to stand up for this regardless of what I believe, but I want to hear you guys throw your shit in here, right? But this is the problem is, yes, you can't, when the whole argument is basically by platforming ideas that you disagree with, you're tacitly agreeing with this. I'm like, you guys will not let this go, will you? It's like, you guys have got to stop with this. Like, if your fucking ideas are better, put your ideas out there and let them fight.
did I read today that he was actually going to stop people? He's going to remove the block feature.
That's crap.
Oh, so that was bullshit.
That was bullshit.
The article was bullshit.
The
I don't know
article
if
is
I.
total bullshit.
Okay, so was that propaganda?
No, it's just fucking whining. It's
Oh, okay.
no, it's he's advocating. He's saying, like, don't use the block feature.
Oh, so he's not going to remove it though.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Good. Well, because you can still mute people on that thing, right?
That's what he said. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, if you need to mute somebody, go ahead. But the block, his argument, he says, is the moment that you block somebody, you instantly stop all conversation. And if you block people based on ideologies beforehand,
yeah.
right, then there's no possibility of this ever even crossing your boundaries, right? It's like, of course, like if you need
Yeah, I
to
heard
block
that.
somebody, do it. But you
Yeah,
know,
like, so there's these guys that I watch, and one of them, he takes rather contrarian stances on the Russia-Ukraine thing,
oh
and he gets mobbed by fucking Russian bots.
yeah, yes,
So he's
yes,
just like,
yes.
okay, so don't block them because they'll make a new one. So just
Oh.
mute them.
There's that too, yeah.
exactly.
Gotcha.
So so I was kind of curious if it had something to do with that more so than the ideology thing. So
It's not that, and that's the thing. That's why the block feature can't go anywhere, right?
right.
Exactly that. And again, there's no problem with it if you decide, like, look, I know the people I block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the people. I'm not going to get into an argument with somebody that's okay. Well, account was made in June, has 2 followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to have a serious conversation with you.
No.
You're going to call me names because you don't care.
It'd be very nicely AI-generated.
Because you don't care if your account gets torched. That's what you're doing, right? Like, I'm not going to waste my time with
burner
you.
accounts.
Yeah.
I also saw that Jack Dorsey was relaunching something that cost like fucking $500 to get into or something like that.
He's made
Is that real?
He's made another Twitter called Blue Sky.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
And right now it has a waiting list.
Why? Everybody wants to get back into Bandcamp.
Dude, let me put it to you this way. The user count on Mastodon has not gone up one bit, right?
Yeah. But so I did see an explainer on that one, and that makes sense why that one doesn't get big.
Because it's a piece of crap.
Well, it's all it's just it's basically a whole shitload of linked chat rooms.
It is.
So yeah, there's no way to boost yourself if that's what you're trying to do. Like there's no reason for a company to be on there because and then you have to get invited into each one of these things too. And I was like, well, that's fucking backwards.
Yeah.
So it's like it was just once somebody explained that to me, I was like, well, that thing's not going anywhere. It's obviously an open source nerd project for nerds. So,
No, and to be clear about this, it has just about as many pedophiles on it as fucking Discord does.
You get up to Telegram levels and then we'll talk, man.
Well, did you see that Instagram recently got fucking rung up hard for this?
I saw a little bit. I didn't read too much into it. Yeah, I really can't stand Mark Zuckerberg's face. So, if he shows up in an article,
You just see it, your
it's
stomach
like, yeah, I'm
turns
not
and
gonna
you're
read
like,
that. Yeah,
I can't look at you. No.
So,
Has he been in the news lately?
No, but his face was on the thing because, of course, he owns it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard he was talking shit about the new Apple goggles or whatever they are.
I can do that.
I saw one photo of that. I was like, nope. So yeah, did not get my money yet, Tim Cook. Haha. So keep trying, buddy. So, but it's like this. They're goggles, but it's got a screen that projects your eyes.
Whoa.
So it makes it look like you're wearing a swim mask.
It does. Yeah.
So, but it's not real because you can like poke, and it's not like your eyes. It's like a camera on your eyes that's projecting. It was like, why?
So that you can see if like they're like, I don't know.
Well, because those are AR glasses, right?
Right.
The whole purpose of that is basically to track your eye movement to place it in the augmented reality.
Right.
Right. Which already exists.
In what?
Oh, this is not a new concept.
Well, no, I know that, but like, what are the products out there that's like Google Glass is dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's dead. There's other AR products that were out there, but I mean, it's like the whole problem with this. There's 2 components to this. Is number one, all right, so it launches at $3,500.
What?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Launches at 35. And keep in mind, okay, this did not have a Pro or anything after it, which means they're gonna have another version that costs $4,500, right?
Right. It comes in black.
That's past what my company pays for the yearly fund.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
won't be happening.
I'd rather just have like a flight helmet, you know, with the visor that
Oh,
you pull down.
that
like-
would be more comfortable
Yeah.
because it would distribute the weight easier.
It's just, like,
Well, and
I
it's
mean,
not
if you're gonna do
straps
that,
that
man,
could just
yeah,
knock
exactly,
off and
you know.
fall and $4,500 down the tube.
But then again, you're in your house wearing a helmet.
Well, still.
No, you're in your house wearing a helmet.
See that? Yeah, that's really bad luck, man.
I'd be
Yeah.
fine with that. Like we have the VR thing, and the
Well,
straps are.
Yeah.
Those are the sets, right? But
Yeah.
if you had to put it in a helmet, like an actual, like,
Well, I mean, even if it was like a ball cap, and then you could just push down the lens down.
right, that would be a ball cap.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would
that'd be
work.
cool.
But you're not talking about wearing the Apple Pith helmet where,
I don't want a pith helmet, man. I want like a fucking Top Gun helmet. So,
right,
yeah.
this is what I'm talking about.
You get like custom paint and your call sign on it and shit. So
this
that'd
is
be sweet.
this isn't supposed to
It's
be
my
like,
gamer tag. man.
yeah, this isn't supposed to be a VR replacement.
Right.
It's supposed to be augmented reality.
Right,
It's supposed to be something you're supposed to wear all fucking day.
Then give me my hat with the lenses that I can push down and push up, and
I don't disagree
Yeah,
with you,
and I
but
could
that's not the product they're making,
Yeah.
right?
it's still the straps kind of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
From
Yeah.
the thing I saw, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks like a pair of swim guards. It looks like swim mask.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so the thing here on this is, number one, you're coming in with an extremely high price point, right? So in order to get any use out of this, right? And this is where this shit has come and gone. Like, let me put it to you this way. Did you ever know that Apple put out a gaming console?
I heard that.
It's called the Apple Pippin, right?
Pippin?
Pippin.
Pippin?
Pippin.
Like Scotty Pippin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the
The one of the
Lord of the
hobbits.
Realms. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where they got the name of it from, but yeah, it sold like 100,000 units. It was expensive. Nobody wants it, right? This is the same kind of thing here. Is you come in there with a really expensive product, right? And people think like, oh, well, this is going to attract devs, right? Well, no, it doesn't, because the reason they decide whether or not to make applications for your thing is based on install base.
Yeah, the install base.
And if your install base is already handcuffed by $3,500, you're gonna have a whole bunch of like tech writers that are like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome!" All right. And what you're gonna have is you're gonna have a lot of like apps that are like,
Tech stuff.
well, yeah, it's like Cup Mover 4000, where you go out there and you take the hand and wobble it around and things like this, right? Because it's low cost, right? It's been like 10 years since, VR stuff has been out, and they still don't make serious games for it.
No, not really.
Yeah.
They still don't make serious games or apps for it. So why these idiots are like, of course,
Does Beat Saber count?
Beat Saber is something it's that already existed. It was like ported to
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to this in a way. I mean,
VR
yeah.
just doesn't really do anything different. So now, like I've been on. Well, you guys have VR. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, if you do Beat Saber, you can get a serious workout.
yeah, I'm sure, man. But like,
And some of the other games, yeah.
yeah, it's still a video game.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Well, look,
so
It's the question here is like when you're talking about a different form of interface here, right? You're talking about something that is there has yet to be a VR game that has taken like gaming to another level where there has been like widespread adoption where it's like this has 5 million concurrent people playing. This is something where because of the technology,
Avatar for the movie theater.
well, essentially, yeah.
like Halo for Xbox. Yeah.
Right. And not a thing has come out of that aside from essentially like evolutions of, well,
grab
I
a
hate to say it.
glass, do simple tasks.
Well, really, it's an evolution of like mobile games, right? Because they are. And this thing that they're doing with AR, yeah, tech writers are going to be those like, oh, it's a new app, raw,
I
they
can't
can't.
listen to tech writers anymore, man. They're just as bad as games journalists.
They're terrible.
They're not as bad as games journalists. I mean, those are the people who definitely get put up against the wall first. So,
Oh yeah, and the same thing goes with people who the same realm of people who compare phones, right?
how can there even be a market for that anymore, man? I mean, you just cranking out listicles for like 2 cents a word. So
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised at this
Yeah.
point if you just like you let the AI do the work, and then you sign your actual name at the bottom, because that
Yeah, I supervise this.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah, that's they came out with that thing, and yeah, it's the same thing with the same, people who like to jerk off everything, Cupertino does. Um they were like this, but the audience at large was like, wait, it does this and it does
yeah.
how much? $3,500? That's
yeah.
like, depending on where you live, that's 1 to 3 mortgage payments.
Yeah, I'll wait until whenever you guys decide that you figured it out enough to make it affordable.
Or if there actually is a killer app, that they come out with.
I still ain't doing 3,500.
Well, you never know, man. I mean, yeah, probably not.
It has
Now
to,
that I
like,
think about it, yeah.
I can't even think of anything I would remotely need unless it
There's
could
not a
drive
single
me
video
somewhere.
game out there that I would play that's worth $3,500.
Well, the only thing that's worthwhile about it, right, is the only thing that's different in that technology is that they're using a higher pixel count, higher quality, basically like video shield, right? The same tech is there. It's just like, well, this one's a little bit better. Like, yeah, but that one's $250, right? Because ultimately, what people are going to do with it is the same thing they do now. Is some people will watch movies on it.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
some people
yeah.
might play some little games on it, but that's
Would it be like 3D movies and that's it, or would it just be playing a regular
it's just
movie
playing it on the
just
screen.
stuck on your?
Yeah, it's just stuck on the screen. The screen is
Yeah, I don't.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Here
know.
is
I guess I'd have to see it first to see if that'd even be something that sounds appealing. But just
See, that would actually be interesting if you had a 3D movie where you could move your head around and see like everything.
that's the problem. How
But
do you
there's no
film
way-
that?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, with AI, so it
Oh,
wouldn't be
well,
real.
that is
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't. None of it. It would all be generated. None of it would be real. So, but that's okay. Nothing's real anymore anyway. So,
You're getting philosophical on me here.
no, not really, man.
All right.
So, but they. I don't know. I actually read a pretty good profile of Tim Cook maybe like a year ago. And he's just not an innovator, man. So he
No.
doesn't really care about
No.
it either. He's an operations guy. So he does supply chains and logistics, and he figures out how much value is added each step of the chain, blah blah blah, stuff like that. He's actually got a pretty big fucking job ahead of him getting that shit out of China.
He's a numbers guy.
He's definitely a numbers guy.
Yeah. He's a numbers guy.
he's definitely
Not
a
an
numbers
idea
guy.
guy.
No, he's not an idea guy.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing, is idea guys are easy to find. Numbers guys aren't.
Yeah, I can tell you when your idea guys
Yeah.
make up the numbers,
Right.
they're always wrong.
They're always wrong. They're off by like a magnitude or an order of magnitude, man. So
Dude, I'll use that one.
yeah,
Just
thanks,
try it out,
man. Yeah. No, it just dried kind of funny. So
No, it's totally fine.
so when you jumping on the Diablo 2 bandwagon.
2 or 4?
4, sorry.
Uh,
I've got things to do before I commit to that. Just saying out front.
okay, so I'll be ready when you are.
Okay.
I will say that with my new schedule here, this was the first legitimate weekend. I didn't even realize it, but this was an actual weekend where I had no obligations and no work.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And so I of course I bought Street Fighter 6 and I've been playing that.
Yeah, okay.
So
We're good for a little
so
while.
here's the thing is I'll be ready when you are,
Okay.
right? So don't rush it, anything like
no,
that.
I'm thinking this might be a July project. So
I'll be happy to play with you whenever you're ready, because
Okay.
at this point, so there's something nice about this go around. You know what it is? I understand right up at the front that number one, I won't be the best. I'll never be the best.
this is Street Fighter you're talking
Yes.
about. Yeah.
And I can just have fun. I cannot obsess over winning or losing. I can stop treating it like like I don't have to sit down after each math and write down the math and all this other stuff and say, this is what I did right, this is what I did wrong. I can just play.
You don't have to journal.
I don't have to do that this time around. I can just go in there, have fun, leave, come back.
Yeah, right.
Did you make notes on the opponents you played?
Well, I have in years past. I can still tell you to this day that in years gone by in the game that I was best at, right, there were still two people that I never want to play again: Kefka GGPO and OMG It's a Duck. These two guys.
Okay, that first one would have been tough to memorize. The second one, all right. That one's gonna stick out.
I played those guys countless times, and I never got a step closer to beating them.
Wow.
And eventually, I was like, it was like I knew that this was like a bad side of town. Like I'd look for them, and like if I saw them, like,
Run.
oh,
I lost power. Oops.
Yeah. I've had enough for tonight. Yeah, those guys just clean my clock, and I can still remember that even to this day. And I would. Well, the thing was, like, back in the day, you had to save replays, right? After you played, you'd just the save replay button. The way it is now, this shit is all stored on their server. You can go back on any match that you've played. You can go to any match that anyone else has played and watch that.
Really?
Yeah, you could. And here's the cool thing is, so this shit all gets recorded, right? You can watch the top players in the business, right? And it's not just that you see the match. It records their inputs, right? It's like it records it not as a video, but as just like as the game is being played, right?
Wow.
So you can go in there and see, like, okay, this is how this guy's doing his inputs. This is how this guy is doing this. This is how this guy is doing this, right? Because it's so little data, because all the game records is basically like
the buttons. So
so it just recreates the event. It just plays it in real time, right? Whereas, back in the day, it would save it as like videos.
Gotcha.
Right? And so, if you ever want to watch your own matches, somebody else's matches, like if some dude was kicking your ass, right?
Is this every game, or is this just Street Fighter?
I don't know about other games, but I know in there it does, and it's been doing this for the last couple of games. So if somebody out there is kicking your ass, you can go out there and just go watch. You can go to them, watch their matches, and see, like, somebody's going to waste you. And when they do, I want to see how they do it. Right? Whereas, so I'm not a great fit for, like, this modern era, right? Because these people all, like, learn shit, right? The availability of information out there is ridiculous, right? Whereas, when I was playing, there used to be this, like, little, like, joke phrase that they would use. It was called "Save That Shit for Nationals." Was, if you found, like, some broken crap,
right? Yeah, you'd hang on to it. You didn't go immediately post it on Reddit. Yeah. So,
Gotcha.
Your whole thing was to try and keep this a secret and blow people up with it when they wouldn't see it. And I had some, like, busted shit that I would do. I'm like, boy, I'd hate to be playing against this. So some of those guys I play, like, I know what you're doing. I'm like, oh. What do I do?
Back to the drawing board.
So like, way more dynamic players kick the living crap out of me, because I'm like, how about I try this BS on you?
I've got 4 schemes.
yeah. It's nuts. So this is where I'm like, if my brain came up in this era, all right, I might stand a chance. Right. But there's just, like, this thing where I'm like, I feel like I'm playing like I'm a coach from the 1980s, right? And I'm like,
I've got A, B, C, or D.
And I'm like, coach says we're a running team,
right?
So we run on first and second down. We pass on third down, depending on what that is.
Thank you, Dan Reeves.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 3rd and 3, you run all 3 downs.
Possibly.
Yeah.
At least there's an option there. But
if it's 3rd and 5 or more, then it's passing down.
Yeah.
But you're going to run downs 1 and 2.
Wow, that's a really cool feature. I had
It's brilliant.
no idea that kind of
They've done-
database existed.
They've done that in Call of Duty for a while. So
That would record, like,
You can always
Ever-
do the match
Wow.
replay and go watch it from somebody else's standpoint.
That's
been there
cool.
for years. Yeah.
Huh.
Now you couldn't like follow that player to their previous match that you weren't in. So, but the match that you guys just played,
Right.
if you had
Okay.
one guy who was like, I can't find this fucking guy, so you'd look.
Oh.
At yeah,
Gotcha.
they'd be like, oh, he's in that window. So you can get in that window. Let me rewind this and see how you get in the fucking window. So it's like, oh, okay. So
Gotcha.
Gotta throw a
Damn,
rock.
that's cool.
yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of.
Cheat.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that word, man, but it was also like, I don't know. After a while, Jeff and I got so good at some of those fucking games. It was just like, how do you do that? You know, and there's just like curiosity.
Well, that's a cool way to learn too for new people to just be like, "What are you doing? Oh,
Where am I getting hit from? Yeah.
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 As I've said,
Instead of just dying 1,000 times over and over again and
Right.
hoping to pick up a little.
oh man, yeah, it's just
We used to do that in zombies. So when we get like, what's the JFK map?
oh
The White House or whatever it was.
White House.
Pentagon or whatever. And we couldn't figure out where that guy was fucking coming from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that steals your stuff.
Right, yeah, and how you get away from him and you finally killed him, and everybody
Yeah.
said everybody on the internet said that was impossible. So
I killed the shit
you
out of
killed
him.
the shit out of him.
You get stuff for it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get stuff for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually looking at. I would play that with you again. Some of
With
the
zombies?
new zombies modes. Actually look fun.
Oh,
Yeah. And it doesn't have that. It's just you and me versus the computer, man. It's not.
I don't want to play with other people.
I don't
man.
want to
No.
either. I would play with him, right?
I'll play
But
with you, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to play with the general fucking public. Yeah,
the Gen Pop.
the Gen Pop. I don't want to
My
play with all the
kids don't
townies,
do that
man.
either. They make their own private little server things in Roblox, and they'll only be like 4 people in a game where you have to kill each other. And I'm like, just play everyone, and they're like, no,
Absolutely. Not.
Absolutely
like,
not. That's ridiculous.
dude,
really.
there's only 4 of you.
You,
Like,
you,
this is...
you don't understand what kind of jackassery you open yourself to, man. And it's just like after a little while, you just can't take it anymore. And so
No, there's an age range where it's great for you.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with it. I mean, I don't play that often, but I was just like, just throw yourself into, because I would play like one of their first person shooter games, and I was just like, it was fun. The kids all did it on William's birthday, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna start practicing and playing against everybody.
Sure.
And I was like, it's fine. Like, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm getting dominated, but
Well, okay, that's the problem.
I never
Well,
got
it's not really a
phased by getting
problem.
dominated.
Yeah.
I would celebrate my one victory against you in 100 by doing a dance and enjoying life.
Yeah.
Well, okay. When's the last Gen Pop game of Madden that you've played?
I haven't played Madden in a while, but I wouldn't mind.
But you were good at it.
But I did it all the time, yeah.
Oh, I know you did,
Yeah.
just like Pat and I did, right? But at this point,
Played a lot.
Oh, if I did, I'd go right on right now and play Gen Pop.
if you were like, okay, do you feel like you're at your best right now?
No,
Madness. Okay.
No.
Was there a time when you considered yourself competitive?
I would try, yeah.
Well, be honest.
I don't
like,
think I was anywhere close to.
were you top 50%?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Top 25%?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
I'd
no
say that
idea.
we probably made about top 2.
No, I'm talking about him and Madden.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't think I was anywhere close to.
Okay. I'm just
Top
saying, like, there's a mentality that kicks in once you start getting toward like higher tiers.
Yeah.
I just
you
don't
start-
think it's in my DNA to sweat losing. So it doesn't phase me, and I'd rather like the idea of just plucking somebody out of the world and just fighting them. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, and see, that's like a little bit different than, the phase of different versions of Call of Duty with its basically shit ass matchmaking systems over and over again that they kept fucking up. And then it'd be like, okay, we got used to the way it was last time. Now you're going to change it this time. Now I have to play people who are my own skill level the entire time. So I don't get any better, than the people around me. So, there's been a lot of bad design choices over the years when it comes to multiplayer, and I just got sick of it. So,
Well, again, it's passed me by now. right?
Exactly.
Because those guys are in it now. Those guys are that's their rank system. That's how they're used to it, right?
Yep.
But yeah, for old timers like you and I, it's like when you get to a certain point, it's like you're showing up to the award show in like a limousine. I don't mean to say like you're so like puffed up, but it's just like you get to skip a lot of lines. It's like, and I understand there's going. We and I like the best thing in the world was it's Christmas, right?
Oh yeah, it's just like fucking. It's turkey shoot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When they're that easy?
Well, no, because they all got the game at that day.
Oh.
So Jeff and I would hop on and just fucking slaughter people. And
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, we would look forward to it.
It was all you can eat. I mean, it
It was
was.
definitely all you can eat it. So
But if the game is smart enough to say like, you know what this reminds me of? Okay, so what this reminds me of is Qzar, and let me tell you why. Because
Qzar was a laser tag place for those of you guys who don't know.
that's they have a version of Qzar in town. They have like an Ozar, or
I think it's done. I think it's
or
gone.
like no, but they have a version.
Well,
of,
you can do
of-
it at like Summit and stuff.
Yeah,
The bowling alley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So
They
I've
all
done
they,
it there.
they all have a laser tag place, whether it's a Mike's Laser or whatever. I don't know what their place is, but the thing was the Qzar employees were supposed to know who you were, and so if you came in there on a day of like a birthday party,
Oh, right, yeah. They're having a corporate retreat with all these 40-year-old guys. Yeah.
they'd be like, okay, so what we have to do is you go to this side, you go to this side. We have to adjust the teams. They can't go in there, and then you walk into the ready room, and like 4 dudes in like hoodies with their heads pulled, hats pulled down, though, like
We know you guys.
yeah, exactly. It's like
Break it up, fellas.
you're
Yeah.
going in here to shoot a whole bunch of children,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
So-
so are you mad that you can't go shoot all the children?
This is the
Kind
problem.
of,
Is
yeah.
yes.
Oh, man.
And what I'm telling you here is, well, because that was the thing is, in order to compete, because there were lots of people shooting up little children.
Sure, yeah.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get your numbers up there and those mattered to you, right? Then you're like, okay, well, if they're shooting up children, then I need to shoot up children. I can't go in there and say like,
I need to get in on this. Yeah.
no. That was the numbers boosting was the thing. It was like the steroid era of
I mean,
Your major league
see,
rank.
the thing is like,
Your
when
next contract is based off this.
Come on. Well, no, I mean, like, I can't remember which one we played the most. It was probably
we played Black Ops the most.
the original. Do you think so?
Because we came back to it so many times because we were
Yeah, I think you're
it's
right.
the one dude, we took a hiatus from it, but when we came back, we hit it so hard
We did.
that we made up for lost time in spades.
Yeah.
Because after we basically went on
All at children's parties?
No.
Okay.
This is general pop.
Okay.
Yeah. Not AdSec. Yeah.
after we got mad at multiplayer, we came back and we were playing zombies,
We
right?
played zombies for a long time.
And zombies said like, well,
Learn to aim, bitch. We were
if-
like, oh, I'm really bad at this.
if you're not hitting headshots with a single shot M14,
Right.
you're losing,
You're gonna lose.
right? So then we came back to regular,
Pow,
and
pow, 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 pow. We're like, oh man, we got good. No, but see, that's the problem. That's why we wait for Christmas or something like that to come around. Because by that point in time, I mean, like, Jeff had almost a 3.0 KDD ratio. Mine was like 2.6, something
yeah,
like that.
you were right there, yeah.
But we had each like 50,000 fucking kills to our name.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you gotta
Oh,
you gotta
come
make a
on.
lot of hay in order to move that needle.
While the sun shines. And it's not as though like the thing was, it's not as though the people that were playing at the time had like gotten worse, so there were new people. These were the people that had been playing. And then when we came in there after we called it the Renaissance, actually. That was the
Yeah,
joke. We
did
called
call
it the
the
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
You and I left, made a whole bunch of like naked guy artwork, and then came back
I
and
invented the compass.
you came to me with your notepad. It's like, Jeff, I drew this helicopter.
Yeah, this is a blind machine.
And and then we came back and we kicked so much ass that we couldn't like stop.
Yeah.
Right. That's where we were like,
Well, the only thing that stopped us was Modern Warfare 2. So,
Well, 3.
Or 3, yeah.
And that's the game that we came in the game so hot
Yeah.
that you and I had to like have serious talks about like we have to discuss what we're doing about kill streaks.
Yeah, because we had to layer our air support. Cause
Oh.
otherwise, I'd shoot his shit down, and he'd shoot my shit down. He'd be like, "Fucker, stop shooting my shit down." He's like, "Well, I've got 3 of these. I got to use them." You're like, "All right, we need to coordinate."
Well, and that was the thing was when you found like I thought it was fun there for a little bit, but I've never seen you have more fun with a kill streak than the putting the English on it Reaper.
On the Reaper missiles,
and
yeah.
I couldn't take. I'm like, Pat loves this so much.
was-
I'll take the little ground robot.
It made me so happy.
You enjoy like I have to let you have this. Like I enjoy it too, but
Yeah.
you love it way more.
I did.
So I'll take the
Yeah.
little ground robot.
You
So
got
that
the helicopters in that one too. Remember?
well, it wasn't even that. It was so.
That would always grab vesties. So I'd always drop the vest.
So that was the thing. It had
Yeah.
3 classes. It had the
That's right.
so at first we did the vest thing, right?
And then you change class.
Because
Yeah.
the big like assaulting on that one was the stealth bomber, which we used a bunch. But then it was like, all right, so I'm going to switch to assault class, and that's where you were like, well, wait a minute, and then eventually you're like, well, I'm going to do that too, and that's where the Reaper drone and the little like toy tank.
That thing was pretty fun.
Well, it was, but remember, the whole point was that we could run them concurrently,
We could. Yeah.
and that was the problem.
Well, I mean, you could get a helicopter up at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there are 3 layers. So,
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sitting there running the little fucking like Kill-A-Majig R2D2, and you're just over there spinning English on these missiles. And that game we came in so hot in the beginning, right? Arcaded these were through
They
the
were-
fucking roof
yeah.
from day one.
They were. And they never really came down. We got bored of that one after a while.
That was
though.
the problem.
Yeah, because the zombies mode on that one
sucked.
sucked.
It
So, yeah,
sucked.
it was so bad.
Yeah, it was just a horde defense game of like
Well-
shooting troops.
Well, yeah, and then they sent in the guy with the bomb-proof suit.
The Juggernaut.
The
yeah.
Juggernaut. And you're like, this is dumb. All I'm doing is wasting ammo. So, yeah.
There's then you know what, and there's also like no mystery to it because you and I figuring out the all the little grisly details of the zombie. But that was like when you told your students, they were like, "Oh man, it becomes impossible after wave 12," and you're
I
like,
was like, what?
it's like we've topped off at like 40 something,
Yeah.
like
40?
Oh, Jeff and I got
yeah.
to the point in time where we basically had a horde constantly chasing
Yeah.
us through the entire
It was-
thing, and then we would just run from fire position to fire position, and I mean, we had like exactly like, okay, I'm gonna grab this gun, you're gonna grab that one, so we're gonna go hit the box,
Yep.
the mystery box. I'll cover you. Once you get out of the box, I got the RPK. You're like, oh fuck yeah, here we go. We're at least making another 5 levels. So
Oh my
yeah,
So the students couldn't get
no,
Not even
touch you
close.
guys? Wow.
Not even close.
Not
And,
even
and I'm
close.
finding that was not a unique experience. You and I just had that thing down to a.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I call this like, you know, with the when they throw it into Gen Pop, like this is why I'm calling this the steroid era of SPS gaming, because yeah, it's like our stats were so juiced from Christmases and things like this, and so was everybody's, right? And then later on when they figured out like this is no fun for them.
Right.
yeah. It kind of was. Then you get into matchmaking later on, and that was that was Black Ops 2 that had that.
You know what? It was later. Like so, the newest Modern Warfare had
Advanced
that.
Warfare.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that one had a little bit of it, but the one after that really went into
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Are they still I'm sure they
Oh,
are.
they just got one like
Did
not
they?
too long ago.
Yeah, they just remade Modern Warfare 2.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so they were right. They were like, so there's way more of them than there are of you, and they're not having a good time.
Right. They're the guys who get their parents to call in. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Can we do something to get these guys to stick around? And you know, when they catered to them, you know, we were like, well, I guess you guys don't want our business anymore.
Well, yeah, we got all pouty about it. So, but I mean, I've played other games, multiplayer, where, you know, the dynamic just... So, like, the thing about Modern Warfare and Black Ops and all them, or even Halo, because we played a lot of Reach.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But you and I played that a lot ourselves in terms of like
We did a lot of co-op.
Yeah,
Co-op
that
and
was
that
way more fun.
Oh fuck yeah! So like Halo 1 was way better in co-op. So
Oh, I'd play that right now.
yeah, so we played the fuck out of that. But like later on, it got to the point in time where it was, with some of the, I mean, depending on the game, you had different expectations of what the multiplayer community's like.
Yes.
So, but with
Yes.
like all of those games, you're not putting in a lot of time. So you got a match. A guy's an asshole. You report his ass. So because he's got swastikas that aren't swastikas, but you know what they are. Yeah. So in his gamer tag. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah. And then you move on because the match was each like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So I don't even remember now.
I think it was 10.
I think you're
I think
right.
it was 10 even.
Probably.
That was
And
the
then
that was the
a few
length. The
minutes
few
to set up the next.
that was the
one.
timeout was 10 minutes if it didn't conclude before then. Unless you got kicked. We got kicked all
We
the time.
got kicked all the time.
So
It's in the
sometimes matches
lobby.
were 3 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes they were really close. Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, well, I gotta hang out because like Pat or Will is like, dude, I got a 5 kill streak. I'm like, well,
Oh,
stay.
right.
Yeah, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as a matter of fact, that would be like getting kicked to the lobby was like cigarette time. It's like, if one of you guys was doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure was.
But that's not how it works now. And like fighting games they've had skill-based matchmaking for
Forever.
yeah, as a matter of fact, like
That's the same with Madden. Like, but you're only playing against one person, so it's
exactly.
Yeah,
it's
so that's a little
not
different.
hard to find someone in the world that's gonna match up with you.
What I liked, so when I was playing Third Strike online for the first time, right? They had a matchmaking system which I thought was brilliant, right? Where it wasn't necessarily skill based, right? It's that you could see the skills of the person you were matched up with and accept or decline the match. So, for example, right, I can't remember the lowest letter that it got down to. And of course, it was the Japanese system of once you get to rank A, then it's S and then it's double S, right? For the highest rankings, but
Because that's Super Saiyan.
I can't remember.
Might be.
You would know. That's a kid show.
Yeah.
But I think it's like for special and then super special, but it's something like that. But it's something like that.
I'm down
Yeah.
down with it.
Super Saiyan. Yeah.
Saiyan and then Super Saiyan.
But the thing was, okay, so you could see the person that you're playing against. So if they were ranked like F, and I don't mean that in terms of like the lowest, but it's just the letter rankings, right? And you're ranked S, okay, so that's one above A, right? So the way that it would go is that every match was worth like 3 points, right? But the thing was, for every letter grade that was in between, right,
Yeah.
there would be an additional like 2 or 3 points if the person lower than you won. Right?
Gotcha.
Right.
So your advantage, if you're on top to play lower people, is get another win under your belt. For them, they could rack up a shit ton
Right.
of points if
Like
they.
taking you down.
Yeah. And I was like, "Whoa, this is actually kind of a neat system,
Huh.
right?" Because there was nothing like wiping off an S rank player and getting like 200 points for this. I'm like, shit, I went up like 3 letter rankings just at once, right? Because this guy decided to play me. Now, I don't like in some games now where like you do that and you lose points, right?
So there's nothing for them to
Right.
gain by.
So
playing
yeah,
it.
so they're not going to risk it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, to me it's more like just go with like gaining points. That makes more sense. But yeah, that was how it worked out. And yeah, there were a few times when I was ranked number 1 for the week.
Still pretty
Still
damn
good. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's in the world, dude. Like, that's-
Yes. On the first go around, yes, and then the second go around, a lot of shit like came up over the internet, and I still did fine because I had a lot of muscle memory and a lot of fucking hijinks that I knew. But there were people that are like, I'm well aware of the fucking nonsense you're doing. You just execute it well. And then, so yeah, in later games, I'm like, is everybody smarter than me? What the hell happened? Like, I thought I was supposed to be getting better at this as I get older. It's like, No.
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 I can't do the Twitch shooters very well at all anymore. So
I did Doom, but that was a single player experience. Man. I loved it.
Yeah. I capped out about 2/3 of the way through that game. There's literally a couple parts in there where I just could not get through it. I was not fast enough. So I was just like, all right, man.
There were parts I had problems with, but I was also, I gotta be honest, I was still having so much fun that I wasn't getting mad like I would have gotten mad at the older games.
I hit my mad. Yeah, I hit my mad. Yeah.
Totally fine.
So, I mean, I've had games that I've been extremely patient with in the past, but just like, I was like, I can see what I need to do here. I cannot jump this. I cannot make
It's impossible.
It's impossible. So no man can jump this. So, you know, and it was like, I know I can see exactly what let me go look on YouTube. Yep, that's what you do. And I was like, I can't fucking do it. So it's like my fingers don't work like that. So you know,
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am terrible at the precise jumping things, or you fall to your doom. I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Well, are you talking about the jump, grab onto the little thingies, climb, jump the other way, stuff like that?
Well, it's more specifically the fucking. There was this part, and it's in one of the gore levels. It's just full of fucking guts everywhere. You know, yeah. There's a couple of those.
I think it was called the Gornist.
I made it past that one. This one's later.
Okay.
So yeah, but you have to do this. There's got like these fucking bone fingers that are sticking out of things that you have to like fucking swing on like fucking Spider-Man. Yeah, and I could not get the second one. I tried it so many fucking times.
Oh.
And I mean, it was even at the point in time where I went back, like all the way back, because I was like, I need to rack up as many extra lives as possible.
Right.
So
okay.
yeah, all right, and I burned all of them, and I was like, "You motherfucker, I'm done." So, yeah.
Look, I've walked on games for plenty of things. That one didn't get me, but I'm not gonna shit on you because I know that there have been plenty of things that.
I'm gonna tell you that like the more the platforming puzzles that they put in that game, the less I started to like it. So
I agree.
You know, because there are a lot where it's like, well, what the fuck? Why is this here? I just want to shoot this guy.
The shooting was so amazing.
The shooting was
yeah,
excellent.
The platforming, like, I understand having enough of it in there to actually kind of build up the tension and sort of like break from the monotony a little bit.
There's other ways to do that.
But well,
there's other ways to do that.
but you know, I didn't mind that because yeah, for me, like a couple of times, I was like, all right, well, this is dumb. Or the thing that my constant complaint in any game like that is, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Well, yeah, that game had a bit of that in there, but you usually figure it out pretty quick. My problem is that I've played other games where you have parts like that. Eventually, the game's just like, all right, here you go. We're going to put you up there now. That cost you 8 lives. You're good. You paid for it, buddy.
Right.
You know, and the fact that they did not do that in that game was kind of frustrating because it was like, come on, man. So I'm sitting here like tearing shit up with my fucking chainsaw shotgun combination that's duct taped together. So, and having a good time. And you do this. All right? This is like literally turning the lights on full bright at 1 a.m. Stop this.
Look, I get it. No, you're right, and I get it. And I get that people are good at different things, and eventually, like the game has to say, like, look, all right, you're gonna score a 700 on English, and we have to let this 452 math rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to. You can't keep taking the test.
Right. Yeah, I thoroughly failed it. That's my point. They don't kick you out of school. Let's say good luck being a street urchin, kid.
Right.
It just deletes itself.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So I don't know. We'll do Diablo though. Let's just give it a month. So
Is it out yet?
yeah, Diablo 4 is out. So I've already seen all the. Oh, you should play this character, and you should do this, and oh, this game sucks because of
zero
it.
attention to that.
I'm not
It's not
reading
my
any of
business.
it. So
I will let whatever happens happen.
No, I have been dodging YouTube videos of it. So you know,
Gotcha.
because it's like, hey Pat, we know you know you've been talking about this. Listen to your phone. So yeah, so
Oh, dude, the thing that got my whistle going was they actually they released a couple of, actually it was just stills of City Skylines 2.
Oh, it's great. It's glorious.
And the thing that I actually saw was it wasn't just the game itself. I was just looking at, is it going to have more freedom over the streets like I wanted to, and wow, is it all there?
It looked like everything was there.
Yeah.
They dropped a new trailer today. So
What?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
go check
I'll go
that
take
out.
a look at that. Yeah, the geometry I saw in the streets
Beautiful.
was just, I was like, wow, this is addressing like so many of my complaints.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, they got me when they said you can do multi-purpose zoning. I was like, you mean like real life? Got it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So I'm in. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you could do multi-purpose zoning sort of before, but that meant I'm going to fill in this house,
yeah.
and then I'm going to put in these 4 blocks for businesses.
Yeah, it's where
This is going to be like the bait and tackle shop.
using floppable buildings. Yeah, no.
Well, no, I just like tiny little zones
Yeah.
where your things like that are going. But yeah, that
one will get me. I don't think that's due out till like September though.
they'll
So,
get done when they get done.
That's
That's
fine.
fine. It's look, they've had
It's been 10 years.
any other greedy ass
Whoa.
company would have been like, well, we sold some. It's like, all right, so City Skylines 2 comes out later this year.
Right, yeah, exactly. And we're gonna
Um,
tee up 3, 4, and 5 while we're at it.
Well, no, what they're going to do is they're going to be like, all right, so this is we're going to sell a season pass for
thank God they
expansion
didn't do
packs, right?
Oh man.
Are you aware of this?
I've,
I have no.
oh
Look at
god.
the agony, man.
What?
So not the season pass, but like I went
Oh,
down a
boy.
fucking a freaking rabbit hole of DLC on a couple games, and it was just like that was dumb.
Do
It's
you not know what this is?
Uh,
So season pass, like when you buy a game, right?
Yep.
And let's presume that you're buying like a normal game, right? At $60.
okay.
Okay. You'll see that there's a package that says, all right, so this plus season pass is like, so you get this plus all the available DLC, you can add another $35.
Yep.
Right. If you add another like $50, you get the season pass. And the season pass is basically all of the DLC that's going to come out for the year. You'll automatically get there for $50. Now you don't know what that's going to be.
Right.
No.
Now a lot of times you can tell, like like with Street Fighter, it's like you're gonna get the bonus characters, right?
Mm.
That's the version I bought. The season pass is going to be characters, costumes,
New
music,
skins,
skins and stuff like that, right? I don't care about that,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But the characters are like, well, yeah, I want those. I can either buy those at like $10 a piece, or I can get those all for like $35.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not a fan of that revenue model, man. So
Well, they have to, and I don't
get
blame
it.
them for it at all.
but like I don't know, man. I'm still at the point in time where like if you make Skylines 2, I'd pay $100 for it. Just give me all the shit. So here's
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
right,
the-
but do it up front, okay?
they have that. Model.
Yeah. What?
They have that.
I was buying season pass.
Yeah.
No, but just finish the fucking game, okay? Rather than, dude, here's a piece of candy, here's another piece of candy, here's another piece of candy.
Well, a lot of this shit
down the
is
road.
done before it comes out.
Okay, that I would pay a lot more for. So just give that the sticker price then. So do you see what I'm saying?
No,
So,
no,
yeah.
I got you. I mean, look, I don't blame them for a second, because how am I going to look at this and say, like, so how is it possible that in 1985 Nintendo games were $50?
Yeah.
Right. And you're going to tell me that in all this time that they've only gone up 10, even though their staff has increased 500%,
I
and
think-
the costs have gone up monumentally?
So the last couple games that I bought were actually at the $70 mark. So to start.
Okay,
So,
what'd
and
you
it's
buy?
like, okay, so they pushed, I bought the Hogwarts game. It was $70. And that's without the season pass and shit.
Was that just the base game? Did you get anything with that?
Yep.
Okay.
That's base game.
$70 I'm okay
It's
with.
fine. Yeah.
Because I guess I would ask you, what would be the cost if I were going to go back to 85? What would $50 be to you in 1985?
That's a shitload of Hershey bars. That's a case.
How many cases of Hershey bars is that? In
Today?
1985, yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
none, like half.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
but
yeah.
hold on to this. I actually do want to look this up. So
Well, yeah, I mean, the game probably should cost like $90 right now.
Yeah, they should be 90 to $100.
Yeah.
So on average. So, but you know, for years the gaming community has this like, oh my god, we're so fucking poor. Blah, stop taking away.
I have to
Why are you
pirate
pricing
this.
guys like me out of the market?
I was here since the very beginning.
Yeah, and it's just whiny assholes, and they're rich as fuck. So if you actually go out there and look at
Some of them.
But
Yeah.
no, I mean, if you look at the demographics of who buys video games, man, so you know you're not really doing that bad. It's a middle market product. So
Yeah,
you know,
and just for comparison, all right, so that
Yeah.
$50 game right now
Mhm.
would be $143.70.
Okay, that's a lot more than
Oh
I thought.
my
I was thinking
god!
it'd be 100.
So so I get where
I
they're
would
saying
not
like,
pay that.
well, that's the tough thing is like if I turn around and say like, with everything that you guys put into this, yeah, every game that you sell should be at least $100.
Well, and that's the other thing is games are so variable in terms of like how much value you actually get out of them. So
Yeah.
you know, because like some of them are humongous. Like I mean, I finished The Witcher, and it's like holy fucking shit, that was a lot of gameplay. So
Did you even do everything in it?
oh no,
Did you play
No.
through all of the other DLCs and all that
no,
other shit?
no.
Okay.
I have them, but I'm I'm good.
Some
I'm
are
sure
very-
they're great.
Like 20 to
So-
30 more hours.
I know that's what it said, and that's why, like I said, no, I'm good. Yeah. So, but it
Dude,
was,
I checked since I've been playing Cities recently.
Mhm. 700
700 hours.
Yep.
What is the cost? And I got it at a discounted rate. I didn't
me
buy
too.
it right up front.
Mm.
I got it for like $25.
700 hours.
Oh god, I'm close to that on Skylines. I've got like 4 or 5 games around that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
either he's with me or he's
Sorry, I'm doing my calculator.
okay. Well, and then take that and then think about the people who have been playing World of Warcraft for 10 years.
Oh my god, my brother calculated once. He spent an entire working year playing that game.
So there
So,
you go.
yeah.
So 700 hours. Yeah, divide that by 24. Well, it's not.
It's not that much.
I mean, it is.
Well, it is,
but it's not because it's not like by doing that I missed out on like chopping wood and building igloos because I wasn't going to do that anyway.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You
Right.
know, yeah, you weren't going to
It's
travel
like
to France.
2 football seasons of me sitting there watching.
Yeah. Wait a
Yeah, but I
minute.
wasn't watching. I wasn't.
No, you're actually doing shit.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
yeah.
engaging.
You've watched 2 football seasons.
For those 700 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, that's how much time it takes me to watch 2 entire football seasons. That's 12 hours on Sunday and then the Monday night game and a Thursday night game.
Wait, how is that possible?
Yeah, how's that possible? I
Because-
question your math.
Yeah, because every Sunday would be 12 hours, right?
Right.
Okay, what's 700 divided by 24?
Well, I
this
just
is
did,
days.
I did 18 hours a week times 18 weeks is 324. And then there'll be playoffs. But
So it's essentially well, and he's probably been playing that for 4 years. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
or well, actually longer than that. We've been playing
That's
the game
what
probably
we're-
like
yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah. No, man. I've had
Oh my god.
bro,
I'm
I
like,
have had binger weeks, and so has he. Where I like played the same fucking game like 80 hours.
I was gonna say that doesn't go to say
What?
that we
Fuck
didn't
yeah.
we didn't knock out significant chunks because when we
Sure.
started playing that, right? As soon as I came to Patrick and I said like, Patrick, I've got a cities problem. He's like, what's this game? And I showed
Right.
you. And I'm like, can you help me fix this? And then like you bought it like that night,
day.
and
Yeah.
like we didn't talk to each other for like 2 weeks.
Well, no, we were screenshotting. He was like,
Yeah.
"How do I fix this?" And you know, he
Remember the
texted
roads I
me, "This is
showed
what
you?"
road showed me. Remember the bridge I flooded? Yeah.
So yeah, and this is like I know that you and I like when we both like got into Valheim, we
We were way into it.
I mean we're talking about like 100 hours in
Probably less. Yeah.
Well, however many days that's divided by, and then minus like bathroom breaks and
yeah,
meals.
we played that pretty
Uh,
constant for.
Wow.
To
So-
be fair, that game was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if there's 100 hours in 4.5 days, then that would have been like 4 days worth of work.
For a full. Yeah, we did go to sleep. So.
We did briefly. I mean,
Yeah, we have
had
had.
fucking Viking dreams, and then
I'm thinking about it's like, oh wait a minute, if I go do this with an axe, and fucking, oh yeah, I might be.
Would
able
you
to get
actually like jump out of bed to go try something?
No, but I would try
It's
and
happened.
mentally remember that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. There have been times where I've been like, I've come up with a solution to something and gotten out of bed to.
I
Yeah,
gotta go try this.
Yeah.
I've done that when I can't sleep.
Because you're thinking of the game.
Yes.
But that being said, that was a long time ago, man. It's I have not had
been a
that that same kind of like cut into things. Like again, I've been playing some Street Fighter this weekend, but honestly at this point I've been just like dinking around in training mode.
So it's been nice
Oh,
having
yeah.
a weekend back, huh?
It's weird.
Just
It's weird. Man.
straight do some gaming.
It was unusual.
I've been doing a lot of gaming.
You're on summer vacation.
I am on break. Yeah.
My kids have been doing a lot of gaming.
My daughter is like absolutely into YouTube this summer. So she spends almost all the day in her room now. So watching her phone. So
I don't know why they won't watch it on TV.
I don't know
I
either.
don't get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it on the stupid little tiny screen.
And
and
we've
it's
got
like-
a humongous fucking TV.
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So, it's one of those things where it's like, okay. Hey, she just wants her privacy. So more than anything else.
William has a TV in his room.
Yeah, no, my daughter does not.
So you can just
My daughter does not have a surface capable of sustaining a TV in her bedroom.
there's a
It is-
wall.
Huh?
There's a wall.
Don't say that out loud. So, yeah. The amount of junk that she has accumulated is shocking. And so this summer, it's been my mission to make sure that it stays behind her door, because it'll start to migrate to my coffee table if I let it. And so every week I'm like, pick that up, kind of thing. So, but
Yeah, my kids never bought stuff. Like William has like one box of toys that he plays with once every 2 months.
my daughter has so many toys. So I don't even know where she got half of them from. Not from me.
Well, does her mother buy her things and just not tell you?
Did she figure out Amazon?
No,
Yeah,
I
that too, yeah.
like she just collects things. So, like a friend will move and say, hey, do you want, yeah, and so like her cousins will be like, oh, we're going to throw that. She's like, oh, I want it, whatever it is. It's like, what are you going to do with a little wooden seal? So it's like, but it's cute, Daddy. It's like, well, fair, but
Dude, that's crazy. In a few more years, that's going to be furniture.
That's not my problem as long as it stays in that fucking room. So you can stack it up like a warehouse as far as I care, but
Will knows. Will knows how you get furniture that I didn't buy this.
Oh, well, that entails roommates.
That's what I'm saying. In a few years, she's a collector. She's gonna be like,
Oh,
well, I
well,
can't
yeah,
throw
you're
out
not gonna
that
throw
chair.
out people's stuff. Yeah,
Well, I can't throw out that chair. It's like, why?
but that
It
also
doesn't
entails
match
that
anything.
she's gonna be doing roommates.
Don't we all have to at some point?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
never
how
did
that's-
roommate.
That's not true. Your brother was a roommate.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he did live with us for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was,
Family counts.
I was a roommate
Yeah,
factory,
okay.
so
Yeah, me too. Well, actually, you were worse.
I had
Yeah.
lots of roommates.
Go ahead in college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
college, then
I remember
years
your
after,
roommates.
and then
Yeah.
all that.
Oh yeah, they burned your house down, didn't they? Yeah.
I was just thinking about that the other day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking it's time to clean out my dryer pants.
I don't know. Your house getting burnt down is pretty cool. Like
Why?
everything gets brand new.
Oh.
Like
Well, okay. Now this is you're taking into account like not the people who lost like pets and.
Right.
Oh, that'd be horrifying.
his snake
Yeah.
dying was pretty sad.
Did you have a snake die?
No,
You had a snake in the house?
yeah. The Ryan.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he almost died because the neighbor kids had to hop the fence to go wake him up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was still passed out while my house was burned down.
Oh,
And so the kids behind our house came over the fence and got into the house somehow. I guess I don't know. And they went in and made sure everyone was out, and he was still just sleeping away.
Holy shit. About to take the long sleep, eh?
We drank a lot the night before.
Sounds like it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you get like they put me up when you're like, I mean, if you go to the family,
remember,
you'll probably get a whole house that they'll rent you until they finish rebuilding your house and everything gets brand new. So as long as nothing like
I wouldn't want to just go
you
through that
care
mess,
about.
man. So, you know, it sounds like a lot of like extra work.
Well,
Yeah.
at this point, would you be like freaked out because your fucking long boxes of comics got torched, or is there anything that you know, possession wise, you'd be like, I'm so attached to this?
There's some.
Because you collect way more crap than,
Yeah,
than
I
Pat and I ever
definitely
do.
I definitely want some of that stuff, but as long as I got to like catalog it and be like, yeah, go spend. Like, all right, I'll go buy me brand new versions so that yeah, I mean it all works out.
I remember it was Nicolas Cage who had he had an Action Comics #1, Superman. You know, that's his thing.
Yeah.
He had that stolen, and it was gone for long enough that the insurance company just wrote it off. They're like, all right, so we're going to give you the value of this, which is, it's an ungodly amount of money. It's close to $1 million, right? And then it popped up again, right? So they eventually found it, but they couldn't give it back to him
Because
they already paid out for it. And he's like, but I want the book.
I'll pay the $1 million.
I want my book. It's like, well, actually, it's worth more.
I'll have to do another crappy movie.
He sure does. Well, actually, he's gone so far around it. He's actually in good movies again. Believe it or not.
he came back around full circle.
I don't know. The last commercial I saw him in was for some weird vampire movie.
Oh,
Which
that's
people
supposed to be
evidently
funny.
like,
Yeah. It's supposed to be a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
was
he
like,
does look weird
what
in it,
is
though.
this?
Yeah. Well, Nicolas Cage has always looked weird. But,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, and 10 years ago, that would not have been a vampire comedy. That would have been a vampire drama.
I hear
Right, yeah.
he's gonna be in the Flash movie.
Oh,
He
as the cameos of Superman
Yeah,
with that big long mullet that he had back in the
what
day.
I hear, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
kind
that
of interested in
plastic costume.
that. Yeah.
I remember
Oh, I'm
that.
definitely seeing it.
Are you?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Movie guy. Oh, I saw the movie, the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
The crowd actually was like in an uproar when it ended because it's to be continued.
Oh.
And like, I didn't know it was gonna be I didn't know it was a 2-part movie, and I guess a lot of people didn't. And it got to it, and everyone's just like, "Wait, what? What's going on? You can't do that! What?" I was like, "Dude, the theater's actually like clamoring.
Like
This is
jawing
cool."
off? Okay.
I was like,
They
"Wow."
go tip over a machine.
It was kind of cool. I was like, "Oh, listen!" Like I went to William and Livy. Like, dude, the crowd, they're in an uproar. We're actually in an uproar.
But it's not like the 70s where they're charging the ticket booth and you know,
Right.
you know.
Poor Gil stuck in there.
Yeah.
I just work here, folks.
We weren't told that this was going to be part 1 of 2. So this is fine if part 2 comes out like next week.
I want half my ticket back.
Yes. So it was pretty good.
Yeah,
It was long, so I kind of was starting to feel like there was no way they were gonna wrap it up. So it felt like they kind of stretched out some of it. They could have cut some of the things out and made it more
I didn't
powerful. But
I didn't read a lot of reviews, but the one that I saw was like, look, there's nothing in it that the first one didn't do better. But if you liked it, you're going to like this one.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you know, it's a shame that they decided to go dump trans crap in it.
I couldn't even see where it was there during the movie.
William,
So I don't know if they yanked it out and just did it for the commercial, which is even
That'd be
worse.
funny.
I could not find it when they showed that during the movie. 'Cause I
Well-
was trying to see it.
do you understand right now that the biggest internet fight on the planet right now is that people are saying that Spider-Gwen is trans, and it's a story about being trans?
What is this?
She likes Miles.
But no, it doesn't matter if she likes Miles or not.
Oh, she was a guy?
Yes. That is the biggest argument.
William's making
See
the
that
best
face that you're making right
now?
Gwen Stacy exists in other universes,
I know, Will.
and she's a girl in the.
But
What?
she's the one that has the protect trans kids flag in her room, right?
I could
Which is like
flag
the
now?
only
I
thing.
could
Yeah,
not
that's-
find it when she was in her room. I was trying to look.
That's
but
where that is.
maybe I.
Evidently, okay, here's argument number 2, is that her father, who's a police officer, he has that emblem on his shoulder, right? And no police officer, unless he had a trans daughter, would dare wear one of those things because the cops hate those people.
What, trans people?
I'm telling you
dude.
the arguments, dude.
Oh, so you're parodying the argument.
No, I'm
I'm-
just telling you what the arguments have
Yeah,
been.
okay.
Damn it! I didn't even think to look on his sleeve or something like
And number 3, William, is that clearly because she wears colors that are blue, white, and pink, which are the colors of that god-awful flag, this is clearly coding.
Oh, that's the flag. Okay.
Clearly coding that she is a trans woman. And this is
Oh,
the story
man.
of her trans allegory.
So maybe if it's to be continued, you never know. They're like, well, we can do it either way now, can't we? When you write the next one.
Well, actually, I can answer that for you right now. Did it play in the Middle East? No, then it's not trans.
Wait, what?
If the movie played in the Middle East, then I can guarantee you that's not going to come out in the movie.
that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, there was nothing.
Right. But they are saying this is clearly, William,
There was
obviously.
zero to show that's. And I really could not see that flag, and I tried to see it during the movie because I was curious if they
If they were hamming it up, or
Yeah,
if they took
or-
it out, or if they.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you only did it for the commercial,
Well,
then
yeah.
that's really weird.
Well, they
or-
probably cut the commercial before all the Bud Light stuff.
It might be like,
let's
the blank
go
wall
ahead
here.
and brush that out.
Bud Light is no longer the #1 selling beer
It
in
is
the
not.
United States.
No,
It's Modelo.
it's well,
Oh,
yeah, it is
what?
Modelo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is gross. So
You've had it. I've had it too.
it's not bad. It's not good. So it's just beer.
right.
Yeah,
Sure, I've had it. At
of
some
course. Yeah, I
point,
know you've
but
had it, man.
I don't remember.
You wouldn't walk across the street to get one.
I
You'd
think
be
I might have-
like,
I think I might have gotten it at.
I think that was just
um,
by default. Like like you have this tall tree in the forest and it falls, and so all the other there's just one that's just a little bit taller. Let's go. I'm the king now.
I think I got it at Old Chicago's trying to because I think.
oh, were
it
you
was
trying to get
offered-
the?
I was never gonna get the beer tour done, but I think I would try and order some of this stuff.
Look, there's some really fishy tasting shit on that beer tour list.
I gave up on that about.
Oh,
I'd say about
it's
30
been
beers
long.
through. Yeah, it's been a long time, but it was like, you want me to drink what? So
You're like, and with all due respect to Iceland, it's like your beer sucks.
it tastes
I'm
like
sorry.
fish.
So you never had a beer that gave me mercury poisoning before.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like fuck this.
So-
Dude, there was
It's got shellfish in it.
yeah.
the fuck? Yeah.
I tried a few of those, and I'm like, I can't do it, guys. This shit is.
Hey man, I got to the point in time where I tried like all the beers that were ones that I liked, and then it got down to the point in time where it's like, oh, here's your super quadruple triple
Oh,
half baked
yeah.
Indian IPA. I was
Yeah,
like, fuck that.
it's like-
So I was like, what's the ABV on this? So it's like, I'll have a half of one. Does that count? No. Okay, fuck this. I'm done. So
Well, once I got to the point where I realized I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm not gonna knock off a world tour. I'm-
oh yeah,
not
because
really
you didn't have to go to
going.
multiple locations to do it.
Oh right,
you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
So,
So,
like between here and North Dakota, I'm not really.
Yeah. And honestly, Old Chicago's
Jack,
food
you know.
sucks. So
I like a
don't
calzone.
that. No.
oh well, okay. So
Calzones are so greasy.
I like a couple of their pieces. I like it's again, these are the things that I normally like rail against, where it's like you have these ingredients, so you're going to turn them into these things. They have these like pepperoni rolls,
Yeah.
which are fine. They have these Italian nachos.
I don't.
That was fine, actually.
Those are fine.
Yeah.
They're fine. But again, I wouldn't cross the street for it. I wouldn't be like that. I'm not going to be sitting here saying like, well, I get to eat out once per week. I am
I'm
going to go
not
get those
going to Old
Italian
Chicago's,
nachos.
yeah.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
No, this would be like
I would totally go to Old Chicago.
you would not. You would go there if like your date wanted to go there.
I would totally
You would-
go to Old Chicago
Bullshit.
right now.
What do you come back here every single week?
Yeah,
It's
you go to
Freddy's
Freddy's
Steak
Steak
Burgers
Burgers.
without deviation except for once.
Well, that's to be fair. That's a takeout place, and then
Yeah.
fucking Old Chicago's, you'd have to call ahead and coordinate and organize, and
Understood. And
Yeah.
I'm not making the case for Old Chicago. What I'm saying here is there are any number of takeout places between,
But I like Old Chicago's as much as I like Freddy's.
Okay.
no way.
I do. Like, I love the calzone. I really would actually go and...
I think I just ate there too much over the years.
You
And
could
then,
do that. Yeah.
like this one over here on Austin Bluffs closed, so
Oh,
and
did it?
yeah,
I
it closed.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This is cockroaches. So I don't know. I don't know that. But I mean, the food had been going downhill. So for a while they got a little cheap.
Like, we
on
went
things.
to Tucano's, and I know you guys bagged on that before.
Tucano's is kind of weird.
Tucano's? Which one is Tucano's?
It's right next to Rock.
Oh,
Where they-
Toscano?
no, it's
Tucano's.
Tucano's. There's no S in it. It's a toucan.
It's Toucan. Oh,
Yeah. It's Tucano's. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's Tucano's. And we were going there, and I was just like, oh, I'm sure the line will be out the door. We're going to go to Old Chicago's. And there was no line. We
At
got it right in.
Tucano's?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like,
I
ah.
haven't seen a line there in a while, to be honest with
But
you.
it was great. I was stuffed.
Well, the meat was, for the most part, was okay, right? It's just that pathetic little like salad bar of
Oh,
stuff
I
they
don't
have.
care about the salad bar. They just keep shaving stuff at my
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I went there for the restaurant. So you go in there, and, like again, because that's a big section. You go over there and you look past like 3 rows of like wilted dandelions and fucking.
They're aged.
No.
No, you lied.
No, they're not. And that shit was like ratty, and again, I might have gone there on a bad day, but I'm like, all right, the cost of cutting me a bit of sirloin is not.
I mean, it's pricey.
It is
that's for
pricey.
sure.
I mean, so I went there maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and I told myself I would not go back. So because I never gotten worse sick off a restaurant than I got there once, and I don't know what it was.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? That Austin Bluffs Old Chicago's was sort of that was the problem I was having. Was like even the stuff that I like the taste of. I'm not coming out of here a whole man. I know I'm gonna this is gonna jack up my stomach no matter.
Well, and I just don't eat greasy food that much anymore, and their food is really up there when it comes to grease. So
It's Italian nachos, man. It's like it's greased by.
yeah, but that's just how you cook it too, man. So
Well, yeah, they cook it with extra grease.
Right,
It's not
yeah.
like-
Which is kind of what I look for.
Yeah,
Like-
okay, that's fine. I'm glad you can tolerate that, man. I just can't do it anymore. So.
No, it's like when I used to like I'd go out for pizza with girls and like maybe like when I would go out every slice that came out, right, if they were gonna eat it, they would rest one napkin on there. You've seen this too,
Oh,
right?
okay, I've done it.
Yeah, you
So,
rest
yeah.
one napkin on it, take it off, put a second napkin on, and when the second napkin is wet, then they'll eat the pizza.
Yeah, because
Where-
otherwise you have grease running down your elbows. So yeah.
But for me, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting all that good grease?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like the Simpsons one where you smack against the wall. Transparent.
Well, actually, no, for me, it'd be like, while they're doing that, I'd be like, can you hand me the salt?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'd say, like, it's salted already. It's like, that's what you think.
They have some salt.
I've learned to use a lot more salt on like when I make steak and stuff.
It's what makes the flavor come out.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I the first time I was like, oh, put some salt on here. Now it's like, no. I want this thing crystallized.
It's got to have a layer.
Yeah.
Like, it changes the color.
Yeah.
Dude, again, this is the same shit. Like, this was going around, like, it was really hot and heavy about a month ago. but now it's just sort of like in the ether is the whole thing. Like white people don't season their food, right?
Oh, I seen that going around a little bit
Well, and the funny thing is like,
on
well,
the TikToks.
well, that's the thing is they're talking about, all right, so what seasoning do you put on it, right? And they go through this list of crap where it's like,
There's a lot of Lowry's on that list.
yes, there is. And it's like, well, so this is the thing. What it means to season food is actually salt and pepper.
Right.
Right. And they were like, what do you mean you don't season the food? It's like, well, instead of like garlic, like dust,
Right.
this person chopped up some garlic.
Yeah.
That you don't have to season it when you put garlic in.
No.
Right. The salt and the pepper does all the work. It's all the rest. They were like, you don't season your food. It's like, dude, stop thinking that fucking like hot sauce is like the.
That's not seasoning.
No.
Yeah. That's
No.
hot sauce.
Right. And I was just laughing at this. I'm like, it's not even white. I'm like, it's not even. It's like, what are you, stupid? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. The
I did see quite a few. Well, they weren't TikToks, but they were YouTube shorts on that. That was about a month ago. Yeah, where they were like, "Oh, this is seasoned." I'm like, man, that isn't seasoned, man. That's fucking bread crusted.
it is. I'm like, this is. It's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna throw a ramen packet on there and
right? Yeah, it's just like,
Ooh.
let me just actually pour the MSG on here, man. Yeah. So
I've never thought to actually use that for
a ramen packet?
seasoning like something else.
I've used it in other things.
I have.
I've used it in gravy. It's excellent. Yeah. You want to get your gravy a little bit of a kick? Throw one of them boys in there. Because it's like nothing but beef flavor and MSG.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's I
also
guess
known as flavor crystals.
I made some fancy ass spaghetti with it too.
MSG,
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
It's not the like MacGyver moment that you think it is. Where you're
it's
like,
not,
it's
yeah.
so transformative that you say like, wow, I had like nonsense and I came out with a time bomb. No, it's like, it's like clearly it's the sum of its parts, but they're flavors that go together.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because that's what I used to think cooking was like. I used to think it was like, what chemistry are these guys doing? And then the more you learn about it, it's like, no, if you add a little bit more of this, right,
Yeah.
and this, it's just going to taste like these two things.
Yeah, and you don't have to cook it as fast as fucking possible. That was like the number one thing that I learned about it.
Except for steak. And
oh no, I bake mine. So I bake mine
yeah.
and then I pan sear them. So I pan sear them on medium high. So and then I do the butter based, so the butter doesn't burn. So
So that's where the flavor comes out, man.
absolutely, I
And
totally
if
agree.
you have no color on it, you have no flavor. That's how
That's
it
why
goes.
I gotta sear it.
Why?
So-
Because you're taking the water out.
Mhm. Yep.
You're condensing the flavor. Yeah.
So, but yeah, you learn like these little things about that. And that was the one that I learned first, is that like medium to medium high heat on everything is great. So, because otherwise I was like, man, why do I burn like half my fucking grilled cheeses? Because you're dumb, Pat.
Dude, and there's nothing more shameful. Like, there is no greater shame than cooking and you're hearing like, fuck, there it is. There's my fire alarm.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
I haven't set.
It's like my failure thing, man. So if I'm cooking and I set that thing off,
You're like,
that's a fail.
I
So,
screwed this up.
it's like I
Yeah.
done fucked up. So
And then you're like, do I really want to eat this pancake?
You chose your pancake that bad? That's a no.
the other side's still good.
A hard no.
I will say this. Okay, yeah, I've had problems with toast where you pop it out and you look at it and you're like, this thing isn't toasted, right?
Oh, and you put it back in.
And yeah,
And
and
it
then
comes out brick red, or
it just-
like black.
you're like, how could like it sat there for like 2 minutes, didn't do a thing, and then an additional 20 seconds is setting off the alarm? Like, what happened?
Yeah, it was just like it was like right at the cusp of like browning, and then you put it back in for 15 more seconds, it comes out black.
Yeah.
Well, but see, like on toast, unlike a pancake, that's fixable, man, with the old Looney Tunes thing.
Right, yeah.
It totally fucking works.
Yeah, and 10 more seconds, yeah, then it's at 10 more seconds with it, then yeah, you're gonna run a train with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, 'cause
exactly.
it's-
right. It's a briquette.
Yeah, as soon as I started realizing there's like no real wizardry to like cooking, I was like,
Not really.
oh yeah, it's just there's no magical secret ingredients. It's like, do you want some oregano in this? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna add some oregano. It's not
Right.
There's this. You keep thinking that like, once I add the fifth like alchemy ingredient, when's it gonna hit gold? It's like, no, this is just
No.
It's like we talked about a long time with like painting.
Mhm.
The more colors you add, the closer it's gonna get to black.
Yeah,
It
eventually
never
it gets to black. Yeah.
yeah.
So
It never lightens up.
no. I was actually talking. Yeah. Well, I'll save that for some other time because I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I've been helping my daughter with some of her color wheel lately. So
Oh,
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, nope. That's more than 3. It's going to start turning black, or a really ugly shade of brown.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you could go one to the left, one to the right, or one across the street, but not all of those.
this is true. This is pretty
we
accurate.
haven't painted too much. Like my kids haven't painted too much.
Well, just in terms of like color theory.
Oh yeah.
Because you had to take that, didn't you?
Color theory? I thought you were like basically self-taught on like a lot of that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't take a class.
I never took a painting class, so I never did any color. So
I did a little bit, and really, what they're like, just buy this.
yeah, exactly. That's what I told her. I was like, pull it up on your phone. So yeah.
Oh yeah. It was we had a real prop, and I
Yeah.
bet you I can find it somewhere.
I don't know if I ever had to print one. I might have.
I have one. I have one
Yeah.
somewhere. I noticed that I haven't used my T square for anything other than a back scratcher.
Oh yeah. I did find my French curve the other day.
Did you?
We were
Okay,
talking about
yeah.
that a while
Yeah.
ago. I always just thought this thing was to hold it. You know. I was like, oh, you can make different sizes. Oh, I get it.
It's how you do. It's the secret to
Yeah.
doing every
Yeah.
like perspective piece.
Right.
And I was like, why the fuck did nobody teach us
Nobody
this?
ever
Because
taught me that.
like the French curve, like when I had it, yeah, you're right. To me, it always felt like when you make a model kit
Mhm.
and you pop all the parts out.
That's what's
and
left.
the thing that's
Yeah,
left.
yeah, it's just screw. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what do you possibly use this for?
Yeah.
And then it turns out everything.
Yeah.
It's it's what stops you from trying to make a perspective line like this.
Oh,
Right?
that's how
And you-
that's how I always did it. So yeah, the little chicken scratches, you know.
And then you try to actually clean it up with a like a pen. Are you kidding me? It comes out
or a
all sorts
heavier
of crazy.
pencil, so or a thicker one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was like, that's what that's for.
I never
you
got
just
over
go
that.
in there and you just fix it up. I was like, son of a bitch, I can't believe this. Why didn't
yeah.
when people? This is actually something that they do pick on Americans for. Is this is well, okay. So this is going to sound a little bit silly, but yeah, this is something where they actually teach rules of perspective and stuff like that to other art students. So you have to understand this in other countries, right? Versus, I'm sorry, American art classes, at least until the college level and well into it, right? It's like, what do you feel like drawing?
Yeah. I'm gonna finger paint today.
I don't want to pick on it because yeah, there's some value to it, but there is just no like they don't care about fundamentals at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, in grade school and stuff like that, no.
Is it to high school? Like
No, that's what I'm talking about. Public schools, no, not so much. I'm sure you can find some folks here and there who do a good job with that, you know. But yeah, most of the art classes, like this is a class that you're not supposed to fail, so don't, you know, just do your work.
right.
Yeah. So, but when I was really young, so, well, no, probably about my daughter's age, I took 2 summers of class at the art school downtown.
Over at Beavis.
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 Yeah.
I know.
We used to call
I
it
know what I
Beavis,
like to
yeah.
call it, but yeah.
You have to. And so I took one that was a cartooning class.
Yeah.
And then another one that was on line drawing. And I bet you if I'd taken the next one, they would have taught me how to use that fucker right. So, because, yeah.
Yeah, I never got taught. I didn't get taught on many tools.
Oh, no,
it
there are a
was-
lot.
It was
Yeah.
just here's your project, here's the guidelines, have at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there was no teaching at all.
No.
Now AI does it all for us. Yay. So, we're going to go try out that Google thing. So, I'll ask it if aliens are real. So.
Why are you asking? Are you talking about the
I don't know. I just had to poke the bear over here and see. So
The reports of the 10-foot monsters and
oh, I saw that one, but no, I was
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about
where?
the Michael Schellenberger one, where
What's
you know
this? Okay, so we'll get back to you in a second, but
I don't know either one of these.
the 10-foot guys are in Vegas. So there's this like picture cop like fucking body cam, and you see this blue streak go down, and then there's this 911 call where these people are screaming because there are 10-foot aliens in their backyard with big eyes. And I'm like, are you calling a cell phone? You know? So, because I can think of something that'd be really nice for you to do for us here, real quick. So, but anyway, no, the other one was the whistleblower who came north and said that we had 12 non-human origin craft
Oh, crap.
in the possession of the U.S. military.
yes.
So, and I've seen like 3 different news outlets trying to make a really big deal out of this. And then there's a bunch of other people who are like, show us the pictures.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Thank you. I've heard this before.
well, that's kind of where I was.
Stonehenge
too,
snaps you.
because, yeah, Stonehenge snaps you. Yeah. So,
Remember that guy? Okay, yeah, because this goes back to the to those unsolved mysteries days, right? I remember there was this guy who they showcased him as like a real dude, and he kept having those. He had so many shots of the classic saucer with the lights on
Oh,
it,
yeah.
And
And
it
then
was
they showed him make the
clearly
model.
paper plates.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, so like I saw another one that was like from a cockpit, and it was the same thing, but you're not gonna huck a paper plate up that high.
No,
But yeah, this was just like a couple weeks ago, so it actually looked pretty cool. So, but
The one you're talking about was in Gulf
that was a
Breeze,
long time ago.
Florida.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the other thing I was thinking about from that show was, and we can close on this, it's fine, right? There was this? Do you remember this? Where they were talking about like these magic healers, that what they would do is they would puncture into your skin and pull out like fat.
Yeah.
What?
Well, they'd be pulling out whatever the disease is.
So okay, you're not gonna believe this shit. Okay, so these hold on. Okay.
All right.
So I want you to picture this. So imagine this is your thigh, right?
Okay.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the people, these healers, right, would basically do this.
Not
right?
television. So yeah.
Well, it was on television.
Yeah.
No. I mean, this isn't television.
Oh no,
so, yeah.
but they basically
You
Hide their
imagine your
fingers behind.
your fingers folding into the skin,
right.
and they had it where they would pop like a packet in there so that it would turn bloody, kind of thing.
and they would pull out
so like a water balloon. full
gristle.
of-
Yeah.
They would pull out gristle, right? And they would just, and people would be like, "How did you do this without leaving any wounds or anything like that?"
Magic.
And yeah, all they were doing was
Praise Jesus.
just they had a plastic bag of like meat,
Guts.
and they would stick their fingers in the bag of meat and pull out meat,
Yeah.
and say that we're healing you,
Right.
we're pulling all this good stuff. It's the same thing. Like there were 2 other
See,
things.
that's kind of mean though. If someone actually believed that, it's like, oh, I've got lung cancer. It's like, oh, you don't
I
anymore.
know.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That's
know.
pretty fucked up.
I know.
Someone should go to jail for that.
I
I don't know if they were charging.
they were charging.
Were they
I don't know
charging?
if- Okay. Yeah. Definitely go to
charging.
jail.
Then
Yeah,
you go to jail. I don't know if you do it for free if you go to jail.
But they were charging.
But it's still fucked up. You should be at least thoroughly beaten.
Well,
So-
what if it makes you in your mind think you're better and like you fulfill your life dream for a little bit and then you die?
What if it makes you feel like you're better and you decide not to go see your doctor for a follow up, where the guy could have been like, "Oh, actually, there's a new treatment that it was going to work out pretty good."
Well,
Wait,
then he's
okay,
gonna do a
no.
quick scan and be like,
Well, hold on, because that means that we have to put like Brett Favre and Jerry Rice in jail for
I'm kind of okay with Brett Favre going to jail. So to tell you the truth,
like the little copper sleeves and shit, and
all the fucking bands that go like,
Yeah.
with the metal balls that are supposed to like
yeah.
balance your chi or something.
Same thing goes with anybody that sells that like kinesthetic tape and
it's
kinesthetic
just
thing?
compression, so it helps.
Is that the funky looking like shaped tape that they put on muscles?
yeah, shoulders and things like that.
What's it supposed to do?
I don't look cool.
Okay.
I don't really know. I've
It's like
seen
I
them,
have Terminator skin.
I've
Look at
seen
me.
them put it on their like the back of their shoulders, and I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing with this. I mean, it looks like you're surviving a war or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what I would want Brett Favre to go to jail for. So yeah.
What do you want him to go?
Well,
to?
that whole thing
The-
where yeah.
I can't remember this specific, but he
So-
was frauding some sort of charity or
I
something.
didn't know he
like
was
that.
doing fraud.
Yeah.
It was
state of-
pretty
yeah.
Mississippi.
Mississippi. He got them to spend a whole bunch of money that was earmarked for welfare on a tennis team
Yeah,
where his daughter was playing.
I did not know this.
yeah. It was like
Who's the sports guy that's like called him out on that and got fired, and Brett Favre was going to sue him, and he's like, "Fine, we're going to fucking do it live." And then, yeah, it's like I'm not getting a lawyer, so I can't remember. I'll have to go look into it.
It was several months ago.
It was-
Or,
yeah, it was
like,
last fall.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you guys can bring this to me, I don't remember the story. It's not that I don't believe you, because it's certainly
Oh no,
absolutely capable of it.
Right now.
Like, to the extent I don't know, like this goes back to who was it? Who were the it was Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin that went to jail.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Felicity Huffman went for like 3 fucking days. So yeah.
And their husbands legitimately didn't go because I believe, in all honesty, that they didn't know. Right?
Yeah.
I believe that those guys probably were told something and they just said, "Yeah, honey, yeah." Right.
Right. The game
Right.
was on. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, one of them was William H. Macy.
Yeah.
And so last week we were talking about like Ed Harris old. Holy fuck! You got to put that guy on the list too. Yeah. So, and William H. Macy put on about 20 years in less than 3.
And what's weird is he didn't look old or young when he was young.
No, but it's all of a sudden like, oh man. So
Yeah, it's weird. Like when parents like have this like child, it's like, what is this Yoda looking child that just came out of me? Because he, like, even when he was young, he looked all like wrinkled, like he just had an old face from the beginning.
Yeah.
So if it all caught up to him all at once,
I don't know. It's like the dam broke and it was holding all that back. And,
But yeah, so those guys, I believe they legitimately didn't know, and I think Brett Favre could be like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
No.
There's no-
This is him.
Yeah, no.
This is.
Somebody explained it to him.
Oh
right?
yeah.
yeah.
He orchestrated
He
it.
orchestrated it. He made calls.
There you go.
There you go.
So the phone records don't lie. So
Apparently
these were outbound
I don't.
criminals.
I'm gonna go look into it. man.
No, it's fine because
So-
if they went to his phone, it says call outbound, 35 minutes to Crook. That's fine because now I know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
If they're inbound, anything's game. But if there's an
well, if you
outbound,
talk to him for 45 minutes, that's.
It wasn't a wrong
Oh.
number situation.
Right. Yeah.
well, it's either okay. So you're looking for either the long call or the short call. If it's the long call, yeah, I'm suspect. If it's a short call, I'm really suspect
And then he
because
calls a different number immediately.
right because all you said was like Alpha Plus,
Right.
Time.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I think we'll leave it there.
Okay.
Go Nuggies.
Go Nuggets.
Go.
1 to go.
All right. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Good in the bed.
So does that mean the Rockies are next?
Oh God, no.